I'm still waiting for my turn.
Ellie.
Her name was Riley, and she was the first to die. And then it was Tess. And then Sam.
None of that is on you.
Oh, you don't understand. I was supposed to die in that hospital. My life would have fucking mattered. But you took that from me.
Ellie is someone with an incredible gift, but has an even greater burden, caring about people who don't. Being unable to turn makes her practically immortal in this post-apocalyptic world. Obviously, many things, including zombies, still are threats, but she can live a much more fearless life than those around her.
How is it that you're never scared?
Who says that I'm not?
When asked the theoretical question, if you could live forever, would you? Many people point out that a significant downside of immortality is that those you care about wouldn't be. Ellie lives with this curse, and she can't help anyone around her. Being born 6 years after the apocalypse started and not having any parents, she isn't special. With no safe way of testing immunity, Ellie could be the only immune human on Earth or one of thousands. With so many threats in this world, people could live their entire lives and not even realize that they can't be infected. There is no rhyme or reason why she of all people is immune, which makes her survivor's guilt so much stronger. Ellie has an ordinary life, by apocalypse standards, for the first 14 years of her life. She's a troublemaker, but gets along fine in her quarantine zone. On the other hand, her more than friend Riley wants more purpose with her life, joining the Fireflies so she could fight the military rule over Boston. Being slightly older, she's more responsible of the two, and, in all honesty, has a brighter future than Ellie. However, that bright future dims when she and Ellie get bit. The reactions to getting bit are polar opposite. Ellie in a manic state feeling anger and hysteria, while Riley immediately accepts her fate, knowing what happens to everyone who gets bit. Almost everyone. Riley tells Ellie that they have two choices.
The way I see it, we got two options.
One, we take the easy way out. It's quick, painless.
I'm not a fan of option one.
Option two.
Let's just wait it out. You know, we can be all poetic and just lose our minds together.
What's option three?
Sorry. Come on. Let's get out of here.
These kids have grown up with zombie threats being a normal part of their lives. If they get bit, they know what happens, which makes it so incredibly ironic and painful that Ellie actually gets a third option. Even though we never see Riley turn, we know how Ellie felt in that moment. Why am I not turning? Why me but not Riley? Learning that you're immune to zombie bites would be the biggest relief of your life, but we know that Ellie couldn't feel that way due to the circumstances of how she found out. For the short time that Ellie knew Tess, she grew liking to her like she does with Joel. Obviously, we don't see their relationship very much, but from what we can see, they very well could have developed a tight bond. When Tess gets bit, she tells Joel to continue the mission. This isn't about a car battery any longer. Ellie could save the world. No pressure. Tess's dying wish is for Joel to help the Fireflies, no matter what it takes. While it's not in his character, Joel could have easily abandoned Ellie or try to pass her off to someone else, but he doesn't. Ellie seeing how important she is even to a relative stranger sets in motion this chosen one complex in her mind, something that's a lot to handle alone. Sam is the first peer that Ellie discovers out in the real world. Being her age, they immediately connect and they make each other feel like kids. The mirror image that Sam and Henry are to Ellie and Joel is a whole nother video in itself, but Ellie tries to be there to comfort Sam in this difficult world. She sees how tough Henry is on Sam, and even though it's because he cares, Ellie still wants him to have some joy. Constantly being on the run is tough because she knows what it feels like. The relatability ends when Sam gets bit. They both may be kids, they both may be in constant danger, they may both have strong protectors watching over them, but only one of them is immune. In their final conversation, Ellie still tries to be there for him.
What if the people are still inside? What if they're trapped in there without any control of their body?
Sam?
Scared of that happening to me.
Okay. First of all, we're a team now. Okay, we're gonna help each other out. And second, they might still look like people, but that person is not in there anymore.
Henry says that they've moved on, that they're with their families, like in heaven. Do you think that's true?
I go back and forth. I mean, I'd like to believe it.
But you don't.
Ellie wants to comfort him, but how can she convince someone else when she can't convince herself? Even after this, she still tries making things better, but Sam, like Riley, has already accepted his fate. Toys don't matter when you know you're going to disappear. The HBO show tries to take this comfort a step further, with Ellie knowing about the bite and trying to cure him. People have died for her, but the unfair thing is that she can't use this gift to help someone who needs it. After Ellie learns the truth, after Ellie learns that Joel saved her, the relationship is shattered. All Ellie wanted to know was that those who she met haven't died in vain, that they died heroes for making the vaccine possible. Could Ellie have saved the world? That's something that we'll probably never know. Logistically, it couldn't be guaranteed that a vaccine could be manufactured. On top of that, as we've seen in the real world, I'm sure that people won't be lining up around the block for a vaccine that the Fireflies made. Also, society isn't going back to normal. Everyone is far too ingrained in this reality to stop hurting each other, so Ellie could very well have died in vain, but she doesn't care. For as much as everyone knows, she was the only key to helping humanity. She's been too berated by trauma for her to appreciate any worth that she has being alive. She was willing to take any chance to make things right, and that was taken away from her.
We don't have to do this. I want you to know that.
What do you mean? What else are we supposed to do?
Nothing. We just go back to Tommy's. We forget about the whole damn thing.
After all we've been through. Everything I've done. It can't be for nothing.
Before she could even begin to mend her relationship with Joel, well, you know. Joel's decision to save Ellie comes back to haunt him, but we know that he has no regrets. And as much as what happens to Joel is obviously unfortunate for him, Ellie is left with even more trauma. She was powerless and just had to watch it happen. Another time where doing the right thing wasn't in her control. This is Ellie's breaking point. You know that tweet that turned into a meme? It's pretty accurate. So much loss, failing to fulfill people's dying wishes, she just can't do it anymore. Ellie starts down this self-destructive path, even weaponizing her immunity, and ends up manifesting her greatest fear. She loses everything. Dina, Jesse, Tommy, even her ability to play the guitar, one of the last things that connects her with Joel. Would Joel have wanted this for her? Of course not, but looking at his past behavior, if the roles were switched, he probably would have done the same thing, or died trying. Ellie has no one to turn to. Even Joel couldn't fully relate to her.
I struggled for a long time with surviving. And no matter what, you keep finding something to fight for. Now, I know that's not what you want to hear right now.
Swear to me.
So time heals all wounds, I guess.
It wasn't time that did it.
He lost Sarah before the apocalypse really began, and he still had Tommy. Ellie's reason to fight is gone. She feels like she has no purpose because everyone told her what her purpose was and she couldn't do it. Ellie can't find anyone else who would console her because she has to keep her bite a secret. So, is Ellie capable of a happy ending? If there is a Last of Us Part 3, can she ever find peace? She's at this point where she's already lost everything. What else can she do?